Ah.
Hello.
Hi Dylan, how are you?
We meet again.
What's going on here?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. The difference that WellChild has made to thousands of families up and down the UK is really special. So it's a charity that has always played a really, I guess, strong part, certainly within my life. And I'm still here.
Just to pinpoint that a little bit, what has been a highlight for you across the many years that you've been supporting WellChild?
Can I say when Lion King musical came to town?
That was good, wasn't it?
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a sucker for the Lion King, so that was very cool. I was like, about time. This is it. This is great.
I believe we've got Hercules later.
Have we? Don't spoil the surprise for me.
Sorry.
You know what? There are so many highlights.
Yeah.
Obviously, just meeting the kids. I think just speaking to a couple of people before this who haven't been here before, they said, like, you know, there are so many sad stories, and I said, but you're not going to hear a sad story, because yes, they are sad stories, but from their perspective, it is all about joy. It's all about living every single day the best that you can and making the most of it. And to me, that resilience, that strength, that sense of humour, which you know you have and you recognise. Yeah. Is such an antidote to everything else that's going on in the world right now. And when you see these kids as young as 4, 5, 6, up to 13, 14, 16, approaching life this way with such humour and such kindness and generosity to each other, sometimes it sounds cheesy, but it's exactly what we need, and it's amazing.
Yeah, exactly that. And you mentioned when you talk to the children, what is it that you find so inspiring about them and their stories?
I've always said for many years that I still have a child inside of me, and I think all of us do. And being amongst these kids brings that out of me. I think out of all of the qualities that these kids have, without question, their resilience tops it all. But it's not just the kids, it's the parents as well. And I think sometimes, most of the time, the parents, their stories get forgotten about here, because it's in this case, it's normally one kid, but then there's brothers, there's sisters. Some of these parents have 4 kids. Yeah. And that's a lot to handle, it's a lot to manage. And it's a wonderful thing being able to have that support so that you can have your kid out of hospital and have them at home. But then we need to do, and WellChild's done amazing work since 2022 when we started to really build the community and say, how can we help each other? How can the parents help other parents so that they can go out on date night, for instance, so that somebody else can come and look after the kids? But as you know, as we've talked about before, there's such specific needs that these kids have. It's not that easy just to have someone come in and look after them. But with the nurses, with some of these siblings that are so well trained to look after their brother or sister, hopefully we can support the mums, the dads, and them as a couple going out on these date nights, because it's such a massive morale booster.
100%, and I'm sure you can agree, WellChild is one big, massive family. Yeah. But people often say you should never work with children or animals. So can you tell me of a funny or memorable encounter that you've had with one of the children that you've met whilst being at WellChild Awards?
Well, I would say that working with children, there is obviously risk and unpredictability with that, as there are with animals. Children with animals is definitely something that I would want to be more involved with, because I think that would be so much fun for everybody else. But I always used to laugh with my grandparents, funny enough, about working with children and animals. Yeah. But the beauty is you never know what you're going to get. What you do get is just full-blown raw honesty. And I have had I've been slapped across the face, I've had my beard pulled, I've had my tie wrapped around my head, I've had my shoes stood on. I feel like everything that could have happened has happened. And now I've said that, there's still the rest of the night to go. I had a glass of wine spilt on me one year as well. I managed to, no one really realised that was good. But look, it's one of the things that I love about WellChild the most. Is the fact that when I sit in that room with them, and I sit down in each chair, and I get to meet the mum or the dad, and the kid, you never know what they're going to do. You never know what to expect. Yeah. So for me, that unpredictability brings so much fun and enjoyment. Not just for me, but I'm sure everybody else as well. No one knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, the unpredictability is the most exciting part.
It is.
when they do it, you can't really tell them off because
you can't tell them off, and also you want them to be exactly who they are.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, exactly.
And so a lot of them become quite shy about the cameras and the extra attention and just being in a busy, noisy room.
Yeah.
But very, very quickly they become confident, and before you know it, they are, I had a sword fight earlier, so it's with balloons, by the way. Just so we're absolutely
safety and precaution was taken.
These days you need to make sure that context is important.
Thank you for joining me.
And congratulations in this role that you have.
Thank you.
This is great news.
Hopefully many more to come.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Nice to see you again.